Dear students, in this food analysis, of course, we have completed nearly about the 75% of this chapter. Small portion is remaining under this chapter. From here onwards, they have a more critical explanation than the chemical equations. So, in the food analysis, next some topic is food adulteration. So, what do you mean by food adulteration? Food adulteration can be defined in number of ways. So, I will going to give the definition of the food adulterations. So, in one of the method, the food adulteration can be defined as the addition of adulterants in is called a food adulteration. The addition of adulterants in the food materials is called as adulteration. That is one definition. So another way, the food adulteration can also be defined as when something else gets mixed up with the pure substances is also known as adulteration. Do you follow this? So I will repeat once more. When something else gets mixed up with the pure substances is also known as a food adulteration. So third definition of the food adulteration is the action of making something poorer in quality by the addition of another substances is also known as a food adulteration. So next, the fourth definition is generally it is deliberate mixing of cheap materials of low value with the substances of higher value is known as a food adulteration. So by doing like this, by the addition of this kind of these adulterants into the food adulteration, so we can, the purpose of adding this one is to increase the quantity more, to increase the more weight, to increase the more attractive colors, right? So the materials which are used for the adulteration is called as adulterants. The substances which used for the addition of the into the food materials is called as adulterants, right? So here, so adulterants, what we are going to be adding to the food materials, so we cannot identify or we cannot detect at all, because the adulterants what you are going to add it for the food, it is almost similar to that of the pure substances. So as I said, so adulterants can also be defined like this: materials used for the adulteration, that means mixing, are very much similar to look and also in color. So such type of the substances which are added for the pure substances is called as adulterants. So here, actually adulterants, to identify it becomes very difficult, because we cannot identify or we cannot differentiate which one is pure and which one is impure, because both will be mixed up together. So you cannot recognize even by looking the color, or even by observing the smell, and even by looking the odor, etc. Okay. Now, so some in other way, the adulterants can also be defined like this: a substances used to adulterate another substances is known as adulterant. For that one, I will give one of the example. So we know naturally the petrol is very costly. So that is used as a fuel for the engines, particularly for the motorbikes and also cars. And whereas the kerosene is actually a cheaper material. So sometimes along with the petrol, so kerosene is going to be mixed up together. So here the kerosene, as we know that it is cheaper one, whereas the petrol is actually a costlier one. So of course, so the commercially, so mixing of this kind of the kerosene into the petrol is called as adulterations. So here the adulterant is actually a kerosene. So the mixing process is called as adulteration. So adulterant is a substances found within other substances. Sometimes it may be in the case of the food. Sometimes it may be in the case of cosmetic materials. Sometimes it may be in the case of fuels. Sometimes it may be in the case of pharmaceutical substances. Sometimes even in the case of chemical substances. So in all these cases, there is a possibility of mixing of the impure substances, like in the food, like in the case of the cosmetics, like in the case of pharmaceutical substances, etc. Right? So this is called adulterations. So here we should remember, so addition of adulterants into the pure substances, it is intentionally they are going to be doing because they will get economic benefits. So because of this economic benefit, so the common, that is the peoples, those who are going to be selling or producing or manufacturing this, so they are going to be adding this kind of the adulterants. So to some extent, so we can differentiate the adulterants and also contaminants. So here, adulterants is different from the contaminants. So as given here in the form of a table, so this adulterant is actually, as we know the definition, it is purposefully and intentionally they are going to be added along with the cosmetic materials. Adulterants is cheaper materials that is added to the pure substances. But here contaminants is not actually purposefully or intentionally that is going to be added here. That is accidental. Sometimes they are going to be mixed with the pure materials or pure substances. And another difference is, so by the addition of these adulterants for the cosmetic materials, so the volume, quantity may also becomes increasing. Whereas here in the case of the contaminants, so when these contaminants, since they are going to be unknowingly they are going to be mixed up into the some other things, some other pure substances. So the quantity may, of course, it may be increases. Volume may becomes increases, but increasing in the quantity is not comparatively larger when compared to the adulterants. And another thing is, so when these adulterants is added for the pure materials, so that is it gives economic profit for the salesman. Whereas, and at the same time, this is actually a loss for the consumer. But when it comes to the contaminants is actually that will go to spoil the original materials or products. So I will give you example for the adulterants here. I have already given that. It is a mixing of a kerosene in the petrol. Here the kerosene is actually adulterant, whereas the petrol is actually a pure substances. This is cheaper one and this is a costlier one. But when you come here, so the mixing of earth materials and stone substances in the food grains, that is accidentally they are going to be mixing during the cultivation or during the farming time. So these substances, these earth materials or stone substances, they are actually a contaminants. So no one, particularly the agriculturists or the farmers, they do not purposefully they are going to be adding these substances or and also stored substances. So contaminants, the presence of a constituents, impurities, some other undesirable chemical substances which going to spoils or corrupts or it infects makes the substances unfit to use. Now, let us go for the food contaminations. So, food contamination refers to the presence of harmful chemicals and microorganisms in food which can cause consumer illness. So while you are drawing the milk, I will give you one more example. So while you are drawing the milk from the cows or cattle, so usually in the beginning we are going to spraying some amount of water for the breasts of the cattle. So that is required for the addition of the spraying of the some water. But the water what we are using in the beginning, that is not actually looks to be adulterants. That is simply a contaminants. So that is definitely we are required for drawing the milk from the breasts of the cows or cattle, right? But sometimes what happens? So even after the drawing of the milk from the cattle, so purposefully some of the peoples. So they are going to be adding more amount of the water for the milk. So that is addition of a large amount of the water to the good quality, that is pure milk. So that is actually considered as an adulterant. Hence, nowadays, nowadays, it is very useful for us and essential also to identify and detect the impurities or the substances called as adulterants present in the food materials. Because of the presence of such kind of materials, it affects the health of the human beings also. So now, examination of this kind of the food materials is very essential, as I said now. So microscopic examination of what? So the microbiological safety of food is very important to the food industry. All foodstuffs, examples, dairy products, meals, meat, vegetables, spices have potential microbiological hazards associated with them. So to analyze such kind of the impurities or adulterants present along with the food materials, there are various laboratories are there for identification, for the detection, for analysis of the food materials. So there are some common techniques, common conventional techniques are there. So some of the examples of the techniques are selective broths and agar plates to identify the bacteria and also molds which are responsible for food poisoning or spillage. So another one is, these techniques are slow, of course. So what I said, the procedure, it may become very, very slow also and requires great care while the analysis, what we are going to be doing, and are usually performed by an expert microbiologist. So nowadays, scientists have discouraged many advanced techniques. So nowadays, the scientists, they have discovered So very advanced techniques for analysis of the impurities in the food materials. So the procedure.